Good morning, one and all gathered here. I am Dr. Hima Parameswaran, Assistant Professor, Department of Human Resource Management, City University College of Ajman, United Arab Emirates. It's my pleasure and honor to be a part of 18th International Conference on Teaching, Education and Learning at Athens, Greece. My topic is about a correlation analysis of learning organization and change management. Is it a strategy to have a competitive advantage in your organization? Let's move on to the next slide, that is about an outline about this study or this research. The first part is about introduction. In this introduction, I have discussed about the variables or what are the factors which are highlighting towards one independent variable. So first one is learning organization, then change management, then competitive advantage. We will discuss more in this coming slides. The next part is about literature review. So collecting a lot of resources or different sources related to these dependent variables like learning organizations, change management, and competitive advantage. So this gives a little more explanation about each variable, that is significance of learning organizations, what are the factors to be considered when we discuss or when we try to learn about organizational learning. Then what are the various triggers in the change management, or what are the factors related with change management practices in organizations. Then the third one, that is competitive advantage strategies in organizations, or what are the strategies or what are the principles or procedures or practices needed in an organization to achieve a competitive advantage or to gain a competitiveness in organizations. Third part is about methodology, where the research methods have highlighted. So the literature that is just now I told you, that is about which was already discussed, that is in the significance of the learning organizations or change management process. This provides a picture or a detailed information about the importance or the significance of these factors. So based on some models or based on some these theoretical backgrounds, this literature helped to develop a questionnaire, and later with the help of this questionnaire, a survey and interview have been made. At the same time, there open discussion was also there. So the sample is about 400 respondents from different parts or from different organizations, which was randomly selected from the U.A.E. And because of this survey, with the help of questionnaire and the literature review, some models, the theoretical backgrounds, this it's needed to convert it into quantitatively to get an appropriate result, or to get an appropriate or suitable findings. So both quantitative and qualitative analysis have been done for this research. And when it comes to data analysis, the statistical package for social sciences 20 was used for this, and with the help of Amos 18, a model has created. Then for analyzing these factors to create or to find out the relationship between this variable, CFA was done. Then it was again confirmed with the help of regression analysis. And next part is about results and discussions, and it consists of findings, suggestions, limitations of the study, and scope for future research. Based on this literature review, or to just get from a lot of informations, the objectives for the study are classified into three. Just have a look into this, like to identify the dependent variables of learning organization towards a competitive advantage, to examine the change management strategies to have a competitive advantage, to correlate learning organization and change management towards a competitive advantage. Now we will move to a more or a detailed explanation on learning organizations. As I told you, that is a very detailed literature review was there for the study. So you can see that is according to Dixon 1999, learning process, which means that it includes in the individual, as you know, as an individual level, group level, and systems level, to continuously transform the organization in a direction that is increasingly satisfying to its stakeholders. Similarly, File and Lies in 1985 described it as a process of improving actions through better knowledge and understanding, highlighting the collective situated nature of learning, and it helps to build or share insights, experiences, and memories to change behaviors. Just next one, I have made a model that makes one of the fundamentals or basis for this research. That is, learning organizations consist of 5 related subsystems. You can see this from this figure. That is learning, as I told you, that is that the main the variable is learning organization. So definitely learning will be there, which means that all these levels, like individual, group, team, organization level, and improve the skills, like this results in a personal mastery, or mental models, that is cognitive. It improves the cognitive thinking ability among these different employees. Personal mastery and dialogue, which means it helps to improve the communication between different levels. And as a result, okay, different types of learning we can say is adaptive learning, anticipatory learning, and action learning. And when it comes to people, as we all know that it includes managers, leaders, employees, customers, community, suppliers, and all vendors. So all stakeholders, not only shareholders, all stakeholders. Organizational view means it includes vision, structure, culture, the strategy, policies, corporate ethics, or corporate governance. All will come under the organizational learning. And technology, as we know that it's completely changing time by time. So managing knowledge and enhancing learning with the help of technology is other form of learning. So it's according to Marquardt, it is a combined um, or it's a combination of these different levels or combined effort of all these factors in organizations. Now we will move to change management. So when you think about change management, just know about, or just think about you are in a no, suppose you are in an organization, and think about your position, or about the organizational position. That is, where are we now? What to change? When to change? And if you find out these answers, then you have to think about how to make changes. So if you find some particular solution or some particular way to find out the changes immediately, or the next step is to how will you implement those changes? Of course, you need strategies. Change management processes includes the structure, leadership, culture, talent management, how your organization maintains talent, or improve the skills, Then system change is important, management change, and human dimensions. Then it's very important to find out internal and external barriers that make some obstacles or hindrances to the change to your organization. And another important or very crucial factor is environmental scanning. So that helps to find out the weaknesses, strengths, your threats, your opportunities. And these all makes, when you combine all these factors or these sub variables, because I have identified these are the sub variables for change management process. So if you combine or if you take all these sub variables, it will result in some kind of changes to your organization. Now next move to a competitive advantage. According to Barney in 1991, specifies that competitive advantage of an organization means it is your organization are implementing some any current or potential competitors or some competitive factors which cannot be easily uh, imitated or duplicated by any other organization. So this helps a company unique or some good experiences or assets or build skills or develop culture that highlights or that makes your organization something special or some extraordinary exceptional cases. And according to Wright and McCall and Lado et al., this is an understanding of resource-based view. It helps to know about the link between organization strategies and utilization of all resources. As we know that there are different resources in an organization, physical, capital, human, organizational. So it's a mix, or it's a mutual understanding of combining all these resources is very crucial for your organization. So sources, when it comes to sources of competitive advantage, companies various resources, as I told you, financial capital, you can see all these various resources. And there are other literature review which supports the view that resource-based basis paradigm, which means the utilization of some company-specific resources, which means that how to use your human resources in a proper way, how to reduce its staff turnover. So make some policies according to that. And some literature provides that some kind of motivation, that is intrinsic motivation, provide intrinsic motivation in the form of total reward system, hedonic motivation, normative motivation, means if the employee feels that he or she attains or achieves that goals of the organization. So general, there is a kind of normative motivation. So this kind of some kind of motivation are all makes your organization something special. Best practices means compensation system, selection method, some selection method without any discrimination or with talent, with very good talents, training methods. So these all make something like best practices in your organization. And when it comes to process paradigm, means this model highlights the fusion of resource-based paradigm and best practice paradigm. So these all will make your organization exceptional cases to improve the competitiveness of your organization. And another literature, that is Lahiri et al., stress that there is a need of global innovation, virtual development, collaboration mindset. So it helps, this also we can link with this other factors like organizational factors or physical capital, or technological capital resources. Now we'll move to research methodology. As I told you earlier, it was a survey was there with the help of a questionnaire that was Likert point scale questionnaire, and it includes 23 indicators for 3 dependent variables such as learning organization, then as I have already informed you, change management, and then competitive advantage. So here, as I told you earlier, we already discussed that both survey and interview were there. Then stratified proportional sampling, which means that this kind of sampling, like the companies selected were randomly selected, and stratified means it includes from different strata, because there were no specified group of people, because this learning it's meant for everyone, it's not to a particular group of people. And this change management also, it's a continuous process. So it was a stratified proportional sampling with a mixed approach, that is quantitative and qualitative analysis. Then software, it was 20, statistical package for social sciences, it was 20, and AMOS 18 for to prepare a model for the study, confirmatory factor analysis and regression analysis, which I will discuss in the coming slides. And as a part of data analysis, you can see this model fit indices for CFA, confirmatory factor analysis, and which shows that significance level, the recommended value, it is clearly mentioned here. And at the same time, before this, a reliability test was found out, and it was above, the Cronbach's alpha was above 7.7. So all the factors or subvariables were used for this study. And you can see the regression coefficient, that is learning organization, it was this also, but some you can see some yellow marked values, which means that it shows little significance in when that is the survey was conducted. Some respondents felt that okay, this is like some kind of less significance in their life. And now it is model fit indices for CFA, that is for competitive advantage. Then regression coefficient for this competitive advantage, and you can see the variability is composite reliability is 0.60. And this data analysis, you can see the regression coefficient for change management. Here also the two variables, subvariables like CM2 and CM5 shows that is these two factors show little or less significance level. And the regression coefficient like a competitive advantage, here also you can see except a CA6, all other subvariables show a positive feeling or expression, or which shows that there is a need of these factor, or the employees give much importance for these factors. And the various tests like CFA, that is the values of the confirmatory factor analysis, confirms the significance of each attribute to latent variables like learning organization, change management in organization, because as we already seen, that is the values reach the recommended value. And the previous slide provides these values also, like LO1, LO2, LO4, as I already discussed this thing. When it comes to hypothesis test, it was found out that the learning organization in selected organizations has significant influence on competitive advantage. It is positively, or it reflects positively to the competitive advantage, which means its significance. Okay, this for a and competitive or to reach or to achieve a competitiveness or for a competitive advantage, learning has an important role in organizations. And in the second variable, change management, also the value is 0.85. That also highlights the importance of change management towards competitive advantage. Thus, H2, the hypothesis 2 now has accepted. And when it comes to this, the third hypothesis, that is to find a correlation between a learning organization, or to find the importance of learning organization and change management to competitive advantage. The competitive advantage, the results of competitive advantage, that is, it helps to provide a systems thinking for, and then it provides a leadership, improves the leadership or shared vision. So to find a relationship and the results, okay, what as a result of learning organization and this change management, what are the results, or what highlights, or how you can achieve, or how the competitive advantage can be provided. And as a result, the recommendations from this study are, learning organization means I have found out that there is a need of chief learning officer in the selected organization to link all this process, to analyze and to make some recommendations from there, to link all these resources and to develop this kind of learning culture in the organization. Then it's very important to link this organization process, individuals, people, learning and technology. Then knowledge management informally, we know that, okay, formally there are a lot of processes are happening, but at the same time there is sharing of knowledge informally or more through social interactions are very important in organizations. So it should provide, or there is a need of creativity in organizations through participation or engagement or involvement. And change management, it's important to find, the organization should find external, what are the external triggers or hindrances that prevents that prevent the change in the organization. So remove the system barriers by functional culture, values, involvement of employees in decision making, adapt to change and remove conflicts. Leadership has an important role, that is a transformational leadership, and it's important to have a trust between management and employees, implement change, rewards for change and good communication. And there is a need or urgency that it's very important, or there is a need of an urgency to remove this feeling amongst the employees that, okay, it's very difficult to have change in the organizations. So that will provide or develop skills and talents and acceptable to changes. And competitive advantage, the recommendations are, utilize the four resources, or correct combination of financial, physical, human and organizational capital resources. And as I discussed earlier, there is a need of resource-based paradigm in organizations. It is utilization of these resources to provide a total reward system and to find that motivation level, to improve that motivation level amongst employees. Then it's quite natural to have to create a global mindset, because now the organizations, like in a global perspective or international human resource management is very prevalent and it is overwhelming. So in this situation there is an innovation mindset with a virtual mindset, and global mindsets are very crucial in organizations. As a result of this, I have made this strategic learning change bundle. You can see that is with the help, that is the learning organization and change management with this towards competitive advantage. And as a result, systems thinking, leadership, shared vision and human dimensions can be achieved. So the scope of the study is, just think about what is your big idea for the coming year. Okay, what are the changes, because the study can be extended with the help of other change management process or variables, because change is a continuous process. It's not for a short term, it's like a long term, and it's a continuous, and it's not static. At the same time, learning is also every day you are learning something. So just think about what's your big idea for the coming year. In all sense, this study sheds light on the growing importance of human resource management or human resource development for the basis of competitive advantage. So it is very important to have this competitive advantage in our organization for the survivability and the growth of your organization. So if you have any queries, please email to this himarakesh@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.